Sunday at around 1 o'clock. So I'm so happy to be with you. Hi guys. Tell me how you're doing. Tell me where you're signing in from. I'm going to just read your notes on Facebook and Instagram. Where are you joining in from? Hi, Caro, Michelle on Instagram. Let me just pull up the stuff on Facebook. Here you are. Marian from New York. Monica from St. John. Hi, guys. Sheena from Vancouver. Tempe, Arizona. Jerusalem, Israel. Great. Okay. The energy feels heavy in LA. I hear you. Emily from Denmark. Hi guys. So as I said, I will be doing these viral wisdoms now just once a week. So this is viral wisdom number 53. All my viral wisdoms and stuff that I did even before I started viral wisdom is for free, is on my YouTube channel. So feel free to go and access all my free stuff over there, and hopefully you will get something from it. And also, right now, I am teaching meditation every single day, or most days, unless something calamitous occurs. I teach it on another Facebook page, www.facebook.com/groups/get-super-powered/. Somebody please post that here. Come and join me and learn meditation with me. I practice, as I said, almost every single day on this page for free. So join this page for free and you will get meditation with me. You know, people complain to me and about other teachers that sometimes our courses are very expensive. I hear you. I'm not denying it. It's expensive for sure. So therefore, I counter it by offering free stuff. But people get upset that all my stuff is not for free. Unfortunately, that's just not reality. But there is enough free stuff. Come meditate with me on a daily basis. And this is the group to do it. Facebook.com/groups/get-super-powered. Somebody will post it. It's on the Facebook feed right now. Maybe somebody on Instagram will post it. So, hello. I'm just going to wait for another minute. And then we're going to embark on my lesson for today. Please post the link. Can somebody just post it here? It's facebook.com/groups/get-super-powered/. Can somebody from Facebook go to Instagram and just post it there? Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm excited to be here. Okay, are we ready? Let's do it. Let's do today's class, see what we can learn together and grow together from. Okay, so how do I begin? Obviously, people know what's happening in America. If they've been watching the news, they can see that America is in an uprising. And the Black Lives Matter movement is on the forefront of most people's consciousness if they really care. What does it mean to stand up for a group of people? What does it mean to stand up for what's right? What does it mean to stand up against oppression? This set of questions, what does it mean to stand up for what's right? What does it mean to stand up against oppression? What does it mean to stand up for a group of people or for oneself? This set of questions are not just for racism. They are for you personally. They speak about your own stand on things in your own life. Therefore, what's political is never just political after a point. It is personal. And I'm going to show you how it's personal first. Because when we see it in a personal way, then we get it on the systemic. If we don't understand how we are blind in a very personal way, we will not see how we are blind in a systemic way. So let me just begin by saying, every single human being on earth almost is infected by the infection and the affliction of living under a whiteified patriarchy. The mothership, so to speak, the real scourge, the real core issue that affects all its children, you and I, on a daily basis, in our homes, in our bedrooms, in our choice of the clothes we wear, the cosmetics we buy, where we send our children to school, what we hope and aspire for them. In every single intimate micro way and level, each one of us is infected and afflicted by the affliction of this thing that I call, but you can have another word for it, but you know what I mean, whiteified patriarchy. Two of its predominant children are sexism and racism. Let's talk about sexism for a second, because I think people are more willing to understand sexism. Every single girl on this planet is influenced by sexism under a patriarchy. Yes? And because every single girl is influenced, every single mother is influenced by sexism. Yes? And because every single mother is influenced, every single son is influenced. And every single son contributes to the patriarchy that influences his mother, his sister, his daughter. I want to show you what is individual is systemic, what is systemic is individual. We women understand there is such a thing as a patriarchy, yes? We understand because it affects us. Every time we walk on the road, if we walk at night, if we walk with a skimpy outfit, 100% we will come in combat with the influence of patriarchy. Patriarchy is toxic hierarchy. It is a hierarchy that understands male dominance, but doesn't just leave it at that. It capitalizes on male dominance. It abuses the male dominance that biology naturally gave the male and takes it to the level of violently abusing those beneath it, aka women in this case. There is a hierarchy. You can't blame men for being bigger and stronger for the most part. You can't. But when the hierarchy becomes toxic because it now violates the rights of those beneath it, it now is called a patriarchy. A patriarchy is a toxic system of natural hierarchy, where the natural hierarchy is abused. Every woman knows this. There is no denying it. Every white woman knows it. Every brown woman knows it. Every little girl knows it. Every adolescent knows it. I was molested innumerable times by the time I was 12 years old because I lived in a place that was toxically, dysfunctionally patriarchal, and the girl had no voice. And because I had no voice and I was taught to be nice under the patriarchy, I let my molesters get away because I was taking care of them. And I now can say to my mother and to other women who grew me up, why the hell didn't you tell me to speak up and to be a fighter? How were you complicit, Mom? And she was like, I don't know. And my mom watches these videos. And I can't fault her because she was seduced under the patriarchy. So I taught my daughter at the age of 4, if somebody touches you, you be violent back. And my daughter is like, you told me not to be violent. I said, I understand. In this case, you must be because you have to protect yourself. And I didn't want to teach this girl under patriarchy to be nice, because that would confuse her when she would maybe be molested. So I had to teach her that there is such a thing as a toxic patriarchy that would harm you. And I needed to protect her and to give her a clear sense of direction. If this, then this. If this, then this. And we practiced how she should kick someone in their balls because it hurts. What to do? Patriarchy exists. Girls get molested. This is a truth, yes? Will any white woman deny this? No. Why? Because her daughter is part of this. And she, because she's a woman, gets affected. There's no debate about, does sexism exist? Is it a problem? Is there such a thing as male patriarchy? No woman will ever argue because it is an unequivocal, unabashed truth. Yes, yes. No white woman is going to say, maybe. If a white woman is abused sexually, there's no question of anybody telling her her truth is a lie. I mean, of course there is, but you know what I mean. Her friends are not going to tell her, are you sure that you are not biased against the rapist? Are you sure you were raped? Right? Her really good friends are not going to say it. And if her friends say it, she will completely leave them. Yes, she will feel betrayed. And this happens, by the way. This happens. Women tell their mothers, I got raped by dad. And the mother will go, maybe you're lying. Let's take you to get fixed. And when that happens, the child goes insane because the child feels betrayed. Moving into parenthood, okay? It is clear, and this has been my work with parents, to teach parents that this hierarchy that you have with your children gets abused by what is called parental ego. The parent's narcissism and superiority complex and Messiah God complex gives the parent this misguided sense that they are here to create their children and to puppeteer their children into the destiny that the parent deems fit. This Messiah complex creates havoc in the child's mind. I then show the parent how they were raised by their parents who had similar Messiah complexes, where their parent, told them how they should be and how they grew up feeling lesser than because they could never match up to the Messiah complex of their evangelical parents, so to speak. I'm talking about the evangelic ideal that the parent has, that they get to spread their mission of how to live a good life. And I teach parents that if you don't attune with your children and understand that your children are equal in their own way, in a different but similar way to you, you will undermine their sovereign spirit and you will crush them, and then you will have a child who doesn't understand their power. Most parents give me pushback because now I'm coming closer to touching their parental ego, you see. When it was about when the mother had to be told that she lives in a sexist world, the mother could take it because she's like, yeah, I can't freaking go out without men wanting to touch me. I get it. But when the mother is told, look in the mirror, you may be causing your child's pain and you may be part of the co-creation of your child's pain. Now the mother is like, I don't know about that. I don't know. Why? Because now I'm telling the mother she's part of another's victimization. Can't see that. I get a lot of pushback, a lot of denial, a lot of anger. People fire me, right? They leave me. I understand. I'm touching on the parental ego. But those who do want to understand conscious parenting, they begin to understand, wow, I need to understand my co-creation. I need to see how I'm, in my own way, acting supremacist over my child. I need to see how I'm dogmatically and tyrannically opposing my child's sovereign spirit. I need to see this. So that parent, bravely, the wannabe conscious parent, begins to let down their guard and look at their own issues and see how they're creating great disconnection, not tuning into their child, and how they have been avoiding pain that they have caused. They had to see, wow, I have been avoiding the pain I'm causing in my child because I've had issues with pain in my own life. I don't want to see that I am also a perpetrator. I don't want to see the pain. And that's why we parents, when our children are in pain, what we say to our children is, come, let's go eat ice cream. Come, look at the butterflies. The world is a beautiful place. Be happy. Be happy. You and I were raised on the be happy syndrome, which is utter denial and utter avoidance of pain. And in conscious parenting, I teach that pain is inevitable. Pain is a part of life. And in order to go toward deeper connection with your children, you have to first confront pain. Pain is part of life. And when your child is in pain and you tell her to go eat vanilla ice cream with chocolate chips or to look at the butterflies because life is beautiful, it doesn't connect to the child's pain. Your child wants to know that you understand their pain, that you are empathic, that you are sensitive, you are tone attuned, you are tuning into the tone of the child's pain. But you don't bypass and go, come, let's go eat ice cream. My mother used to do that to me, right? Come, let's go eat. I'm like, thank you, mother. I now have an eating disorder because I was in so much pain and you told me to eat. So I ate my pain away. Thank you for giving me an eating disorder. I love my mother. I'm just teasing her. Yes, but this is what we do. Yes, I want to do it to my child when she's in pain. I'm like, can we just go be happy? The world is such a happy place. Don't you see? Well, the world is a happy place sometimes, and the world could be a happy place. But that's not the point. The point is, till I refuse to bypass what is in front of me, the isness of whatever the isness is, I will not truly connect with the other. Now, you know this, when you cry to your best friend or you cry to your mother and you actually get a lecture on how they're not grateful, how you're not grateful, you realize that, oh, I can't cry with this person again because this person doesn't understand my pain. Right? You've had it. You go to your best friend and you're upset about something and your best friend says, well, let us be grateful for all that we have in our lives. Let's count our blessings. You're like, okay, I'll count my blessings later. Right now, I need you to help me with my pain. Can somebody see my pain? Can somebody look at me and acknowledge the pain? And worse still, if the person who has been part of the co-creation of my pain tells me to count my blessings, then I really am going to get upset with that person because I'm like, hello, you have caused me pain right now. Can we talk about the pain? So a lot of us parents and of a lot of us superior people like to bypass, you see, because we cannot confront pain, especially if we are part of it. We cannot. Now, let's go back to sexism. We women have been screaming to men, hey men, can you own your toxic masculinity? Can you own your shit? Can you apologize for us? Can other men stand up for the toxic men? Can the conscious men wake up? Because we need you. We need you on our side. We women know that, right? Don't we need awakened men on our side checking other men? Don't we need the perpetrator to come on our side or the co-creator to come on our side to say, I hear you? Right? We don't have that in the world today. And that's why we women have to fight more. But aren't we women tired of fighting? What is the whole Me Too movement if it isn't women tired? And why is Me Too strong? Because we women unified and said no more. But it's a stronger movement when the men are on our side. And it's an even stronger movement when the white men are on our side, right? Because they are the top of the patriarchy. Do we women understand this? Okay, so now coming to racism. It's the same freaking principle. What do we need to fight racism? We need two fundamental elements. Number one, people of color need to unite. We need to say no more. And we're saying no more. And when women said no more in sexism, we understood. Men began to understand that this is not rageful, bitchy white women or women of color. This is women who are tired. And we get it. And men were called to check. They were checked, right? When we women stood up together, men were checked. We began changing the tone. Imagine, and this happened, if we were constantly told at that point, why are you so angry? Women, why are you so angry? Right? We women were like, we're angry because we're tired of being oppressed under this patriarchy. We're tired. And we said, no more. Now take that same thing to a teenager going, no more. Right? And the parent going, I don't understand why my teenager is so angry with me. And then teachers like me go, hello, I don't care what you understand or not. You have to acknowledge the teenager's pain. Come to racism. Do you get where I'm going with this? People of color need to unite and say no more. We are saying no more. We are saying no more. And we're being told, why are you so angry? Why aren't you peaceful? Why don't you pray and unite? Because no more is scary, isn't it? Because now we're saying, no, I'm creating a boundary. When the woman who is abused in the house, the wife who's abused in the house, and she says no more, the husband is scared. Now imagine if that husband who had been abusing his wife tells her, come on. Stop being so angry all the time. Here are some flowers. Let's be peaceful. Let's watch a movie with popcorn. Come, I'll buy you long sleeve clothes and I'll hide your bruises. How will that woman feel? She'd be like, you see this? You see my wound? Do you see this? This is the wound upon the wound upon the wound. Do you see what has happened to me? You buy me long sleeve clothes to cover me up? That's not going to cover me up, the woman will say. And her sisters hopefully will stand by her and go, tell the man, you cannot cover the pain. You will go and repair the pain. And the way to repair the pain is to go and heal your mental illness that caused the pain. Go and heal yourself. Go and take anger management and violence prevention and get out of the house and go and do your work. That's what her sisters will say. And that's what the woman will need at that time. Her sisters to stand by her, to go, don't hide this pain. Don't give me pretty clothes to cover this up. Don't give me flowers. I don't need your flowers. So now, Black people are standing up. People of color are standing up and saying no more. But you don't like, it's harsh. We don't want to hear that. Ow! We're like, don't be so angry. Can you not say no more so loudly? Can you say no more wearing pretty clothes? Can you smile when you say no more? No. The woman who's abused, the woman who's been molested, we can't smile anymore. Because that's taking care of the other. We are now taking care of ourselves. And we're saying no more. Don't ask me to say it nicely. Don't ask me to say it with a smile. Yes, I should not abuse you. Yes, I should not take your property, 100%. But I am fully in my right to be in my anger. This is where anger is transformative. This is where anger is powerful. I'm not violent. I cannot come and snatch you. I cannot come and shake you. I cannot touch you. But I can say no more. No more. And when I say it, I need some elements. Two things have to happen. One, I say no more. And that's why we had Dr. King and we had Rosa Parks and we had Malcolm X. They said no more. And they were mostly alone. But now in Black Lives Matter, the resurgence of what's happening right now in America, we're saying no more, but we need something else to happen. There's something else that needs to happen, right? Like in sexism, we need the men to come on our side. So in racism, we need white people to come on this side. We need white people to stand up and say no more with us. And the way they do it is I see how I've been part of the problem. I see how by my privilege, by my just being born white, not my fault. No one's saying it's your fault, but I see you. I see you, my sister. I see you. I will not put nice clothes on you. I will not tell you to smile. I will not give you flowers. I will first acknowledge the pain. I will not bypass. I will not hide behind sweet epiphanies of love and peace and God and prayer. No, that's bypass. I will first acknowledge that you and I together have been part of a system that has oppressed you. And I will now stand by you and say no more. I will not tell you to hide your wounds. I will say, look, I will tell my people, look what we've been part of. No blame, no judgment. It's not our fault that we were unconscious. You can't blame the parent. I tell parents this all the time, right? And I tell myself all the time. I can't hold myself to fault because I was unconscious. But when I wake up, I need to learn. I need to educate. I need to be curious. I cannot bypass. And I need the other who has been othering me to now come on my side. And that's how movements become successful. It's when both sides begin to rise up. The oppressed lead the way, but the oppressed have been leading the way. Martin Luther King, been there, done that. Now we need the other side to come to stand in arms, peaceful arms, not arms against, just arms rising in power, in empowerment, in the birthing of their own inner empowerment and worth. We need the other side to come. So, two things. People of color need to be standing together, united. And white people need to start coming onto this side, awakening together. And that's what's happening. And that's what's so beautiful right now in this moment in time. We are seeing this happen. And perhaps now the corner will turn. However, what is blocking it? Two things block it. Just like two things are needed, the two things that block it. One, people of color can't go against each other. I posted a video the other day. I can show it here. You can go to my page and see it on Black Lives Matter. And I got pushback from people of color. People of color telling me that I'm privileged and that I don't do enough. And I'm like, okay, I'm just, whatever little I do, can you rise me up? Can you back me up? Don't go against me. I'm with you. Why are you going against me? Right? But I understand. It's pain. And then, of course, I got pushback from white people telling me that I'm not sensitive to all lives matter. I get it. It's pain. It's pain. Now let's go to the core. The reason why there is a division within people of color and that there is white fragility is because of pain, insecurity. I understand. White fragility is a defense because there's pain there. It's too difficult for white-skinned people to comprehend that they are part, just by their privilege, of the oppression. I get it. It's difficult. It's difficult for every parent to feel like they have harmed their children. It wasn't intentioned, but it is unconscious. I tell parents, you're not an evil person, but yes, you're unconscious. So what does the parent do when I show the mirror? The parent immediately gets, oh, you're telling me I'm a bad person? No, I'm not telling you you're a bad person. You're just unconscious. Oh, I didn't mean to be unconscious. I know you didn't mean it. It's okay. Look in the mirror. So white people are doing this with their fragility. You calling me bad? Are you calling me a bad person? No, I'm not calling you a bad person. I'm just saying you're tone deaf. I'm just saying you're insensitive. I'm just saying you're bypassing the work you need to do. I'm just saying, hey, rise up. You may be unconscious. It's okay, It's okay to be told you're unconscious. People are fragile. No one wants to be told that they're unconscious, yet unconsciousness is the way. Tell me I'm unconscious. Every day I see my own unconsciousness. If you follow me, you will see every day I'm calling myself out on my unconsciousness, because I know the only pathway to consciousness is to look in the mirror and go, how have I been unconscious? Where is my ego rising to protect me right now? How am I causing the other one's pain by not acknowledging my ego? And white fragility is a term given when the white person is confronted by the harshness of their reality, that they feel like they have been attacked. And it's very normal. Parents do this to me all the time. Parents get so defensive. I say there's nobody more defensive than the parent. And in racism, there's nobody more defensive than the white person. It's understandable. Listen, I get it. But now we need to wake up. And we need all people to wake up. People of color need to wake up and go, how can we support each other, not take each other down? Right? Women need to rise together in sexism and go, how can we stand together, not tear each other down? And so for white people, now it's your job, along with, there's no your and mine, we're all one. But at this moment, we can't hide under the guise of we're all one. Yeah, we're all one, but there's a problem here. Somebody's hurting. There's pain. We need to acknowledge the wound. We need to see the wound for what it is, and we need to see how each one of us is contributing to the mammoth of whiteified patriarchy. We need to see how we're all doing this, right? I'll tell you, when I go and make my hair blonder, I'm in some way subscribing to whiteified patriarchy. I'm just going to call myself out on it, okay? When I go back home, my mother will tell me, why is your skin so dark? Can you not go in the sun? Why does she say that? She's part of a whiteified patriarchy, a conditioning that is sad. You know, I'm calling my own self and my own mother out, so maybe you won't feel so fragile that I'm calling you out. But I have no compunction. I know I'm unconscious. I know I live under the matrix of a whiteified patriarchy. I know I'm infected. I'm happy to say infected. But somehow, people who are under the delusion that they are so conscious, they don't want to call the infection. But until we call the infection what it is, we will not come out of it. You know, I wrote an article for Huffington Post called the I Am a Jihad, or the Inner Jihad. Huffington Post didn't post it because, right? Thich Nhat Hanh's poem, go read it, Call Me By My Other Names. He talks about, if you don't acknowledge your own inner racism, your own inner rapist, your own inner perpetrator, if you don't see yourself in the mirror, is what he's trying to say, you will never be able to heal the problem. Don't judge another till you look at yourself, right? I'm not judging white people. I'm not judging people of color. I'm just talking about the problem, the phenomenon from a psychological point of view. So when white people are defensive, right, because they want to talk about all lives matter, what I want them to understand, of course, all lives matter. People of color are not stupid. We get it. All lives matter. You know, somebody wrote on my page under my video, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. And I said to them, you know, because they're quoting Gandhi, don't quote Gandhi. Gandhi was the most powerful resistor of injustice in the world because he understood if one eye has been bludgeoned for centuries, it first needs to be healed. Then you can talk an eye for an eye. There is no eye for an eye right now. One eye is bludgeoned. And Gandhi stood up for the eye that was bludgeoned. He was the most powerful resistor. Just he talked about non-militant resistance. But his resistance had militancy in that he dedicated his whole life to it. So people quoting Martin Luther King and Gandhi and prayer and oneness and bubbles and butterflies. This is not the time for that. This is the time for us to stand behind the abused and say no more. First, we have to rise and say no more. Then, next step is education. Next step is reparation. Next step is everybody go heal. Then we talk about bubbles. Then the bubbles and the butterflies and the flowers are there. And it's our right to talk about it. Right now, it's not the time to go eat ice cream with chocolate chips in them and talk about, you know, flowers and goodness in the world. Right now, it is about acknowledging the pain. First step, we cannot bypass the process of healing. The process of healing has ingredients in it that we must pay adherence to. So I talked about sexism and what we women need from each other and from men. It's the same with racism. We need each other. The people of color need each other, but we need awakened white people to join us. We don't need white spiritual teachers out there talking about kumbaya and peace, because that is muzzling and muffling the pain. It's denying the pain. You know, the child is bruised and wounded. You know how parents are. Parents will tell the child, I would not have hit you if you had not said no to me. Next time say, yes, I won't hit you. What? No, you're wrong. You cause pain. Go heal yourself. You see, we cannot hide anymore. And the world wants to hide. And I understand why we want to hide, because looking at ourselves in the mirror and seeing the delusions of supremacy, whether it's the man, whether it's the parent, whether it's the white man, whether it's the white woman, whether it's us causing pain on each other in the people of color, right? One person of color thinks they're more superior than the other person of color. It doesn't matter. The delusion is delusion of supremacy. And the opposite of it is the delusion of fragility. It doesn't matter if it's in the sexism movement, in parenting, in your own relationship with your partner that's toxic, or in racism. It's all the same delusion that I'm better than you. And if you tell me I'm not better than you, I will be fragile. And if I'm fragile, I will block you. And I will tell you, no, I don't talk to you anymore. Instead of looking in the mirror and going, what have I done? How have I caused you pain? How have I not acknowledged you? How have I not owned my part in this? That is the genuine, honest, difficult path to healing. And people who are bypassing this are refusing to do the work. Because this work of sitting hour after hour and listening to the pain, honoring the pain, understanding the pain, taking in the pain, fully empathizing with the pain, this work is hard. We'd all rather just go and eat chocolate chip ice cream. Yes, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to look in the mirror. It's hard to sit with someone who's crying, right? Many people who have friends who say their parents died, many people won't call that friend up or write to that friend. Why? Because they'll say, I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's uncomfortable to sit in the grief of it. It's uncomfortable to sit in the pain of it, isn't it? To be with someone when they're in pain. Because God forbid they tell me I had something to do with it, right? I'm too good. I don't cause pain. So a lot of the problem in today's world is in the oppressors, wherever the oppression is, in the parent, in the white man, in the white woman, in the man, the woman, it doesn't matter. The oppressor, whoever the oppressor is, cannot look at themselves that they have an ego, that they have an unconsciousness, that they could be misaligned, that they could have missed the boat, that they could have caused pain. It's too difficult. And as long as those of us who are in unconsciousness refuse to look at our role in that unconsciousness, the world will continue to be unconscious. The waking up occurs when each one of us looks in the mirror and goes, I have been unconscious. That takes guts. It takes looking. So I know a lot of white people right now who have been called on their unconsciousness, who have blocked people, who have called them out on it. Those white people who are brave to say, I'm sorry, I hear you, I was wrong, I get it. Those are the warrior white women and men. And we must, quote unquote, forgive them. Because they didn't know. It's just, this is what we need. We need to educate. So when people of color, I see a lot of us, I put myself in that category because I'm of color, we lose patience and we get upset with white people. That's also our kind of blind spot. We need to have some patience here. We need to also do our part to have patience, to allow, to understand. I have been very quick to judge. And I've understood I need to have compassion. I need to relax. I need to not be so militant and angry if the white person is off tune. I need to educate. But the white person needs to be willing to be educated. And here's where we can meet. So those white people who have said sorry, people of color don't need to go on and on and on. I see sometimes we're like, but you said this. But how could you? How did you? I want to do that too, but I know, damn it, she's saying sorry. Now let's begin the healing. Like, back off the white person too. Like, okay, they said sorry. Publicly, sorry. Okay. We don't need to go on and on. That's how we get the awakened coming onto this side, and now we grow in numbers, and that's how we topple the top of the triangle, the whiteified patriarchy. So we all are part of this. Yes, people of color like me need to stop judging so much, even though I'm very judgmental, and I need to do my part in educating. I know it's not my responsibility to educate anyone, but what to do? Have to educate, I have to. And anyway, I don't think it's the black person's responsibility anymore, but it's mine. I'm part of this privilege a little bit, because by not being black, I got some easy way. I got some privilege. I got some privilege by being of this eye color, because I'm part of the whiteified patriarchy, I see, and I'm going to stand up for my black brothers and sisters. It's not my job to. It's not their job to, but we have to educate, yes? We must have a little patience. And the white people need to have the patience and do their education. Everyone should read these books that have been talked about. White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo. Layla Saad has written books on feminism and white superiority. Read these books. We owe it. People who have been of privilege owe it to now go educate, to now go read, to go do the hard work of reflecting and journaling. And then if we say sorry, we need to be allowed to change. We need to be given room to transform, to say sorry. We shouldn't be told, we shouldn't be telling people who are willing to change, no, too late. No, it's never too late. We can all transform. We can all change. So everyone now needs to do their part to wake people up, but also to have patience and not judge so quickly, like I have done innumerable times in these past few days. But I'm learning. I'm also learning how to calm my own militancy down, how to understand that I need to have compassion, that I need to give time for people. And the other side needs to understand they need to stop talking about their problems and their pain and where they're being hurt by people of color. And they need to now come to this side and go, okay, I need to take care of your broken leg. I need to take care of your bleeding wound. I need to shut my mouth a little bit, go to the back, and not be worried that I won't get my time in the sun. I'll get it. Don't worry. It's now the time for Black wounds to be acknowledged. It is now that time. We all need to rally behind one message right now. Doesn't mean Jewish people have not been hurt. Doesn't mean Indigenous people have not been hurt. Doesn't mean women are not being raped. Doesn't mean Muslims are not being hurt in India. Doesn't mean, just right now, for this moment, this prime moment, can we please acknowledge a wound that has occurred and continues to occur for 400 freaking years? Can we for one moment, everyone else be quiet and give this race, whatever you want to call it, this group, this wound, it's time finally to be acknowledged without interference? Can we expand ourselves to say it's not about me right now, it's about the Black wound that has carried this country for 400 years in degradation and incivility and has been put down and shamed? Why can't we give them the space, damn it? Like, why? Why must we put, but me, what about me? It's not what about you right now. It's about only one issue. Can we just focus? Okay, so having said all this, I'm sure people are offended. I'm sure people are upset. Feel free to write to me on Facebook. I will not block you. You can write about me and my insensitivities. I will not block you. I welcome it. I will look at myself more. I will become a better person and a better teacher. Thank you all for listening. If you want to come meditate with me, come meditate with me on my other page, facebook.com/groups/get superpowered. Come meditate with me. I'll be meditating there at 3 o'clock. Bye, everyone. Bye, guys.